Hey guys, just drinking some iced tea here. So I may have overdid it, because the swelling is way worse. And it's a bit difficult to talk, but if I do it at a lower volume, it shouldn't affect too much. So, Vampire Survivors is pretty fun. Like in the editions. Shame I couldn't sit there and play it a little bit longer, but pain was getting to me. It was really mainly taking the headset off. The headset was making it worse. Yeah, it's definitely swelling, you know. It's the sort of thing where, like, if you explained it to an average person, it would sound kind of like a strange health thing, you know. They'd be like, you need to go see a doctor right away. But then, like, you tell a doctor, and the doctor just, you tell them why it happens, you tell them, you know, exactly why, and you know, and like, explain it, and then they look at it and they go, oh yeah, you know, that, yeah, alright, that, yeah, you know, you know, at least a knowledgeable one. And so it's not like they don't deny the diagnosis, you know, but like, yeah, I can understand, like, I spend a lot of time as a martial arts instructor. I have a lot of knowledge with anatomy, physiology, stuff like that, and, well, biology in general, but, I mean, aside from doing my own research over the years because of wanting to make sure that I could care for somebody that had an injury or something like that. You know, like if I was teaching or something and somebody got injured, I would make sure that I had enough that I knew what to do and stuff. But, so like, wholly aside from that, it's not like I didn't have, you know, also like learn some college level stuff, you know, some. I'm not saying like I want to like, yeah, like most people would say they go to medical school. That's what I say, because like it technically was that, but like everybody goes to like, it's not like, it wasn't like actually like a medical school. Like, you know, like everybody starts somewhere. They start with this program here or this program here. Hi, hello. And so like that's why I say that. It's just easier just to say that without saying the school and saying like all the stuff and like all the details. Like you guys get like I can't like a lot of that stuff, like, you know, it's like information now, you know, and so like you just can't, you know, you get what I'm saying. And so being mindful of that, you know, just, you know, that's sort of kind of how I generalize it, you know, just medical schooling, you know, basic level, but you know, it only enhanced what I already knew. I learned proper terminology. I learned a lot of that stuff. I learned a lot of diseases, a lot of. I mean, we had to learn that stuff, definitions and things like that. But you know, the point is that. It's like sort of the same, the thing where like you just have a long time where like this thing happens to you, like all these other things happen to you, you know what it is. And a lot of the time, you know, like you'll even have a doctor that sort of says that. They'll ask you what's going on, you know, like the whole point is you know yourself, you know, and you know, like they're gonna base that diagnosis, you know, they're gonna base it at least somewhat on, you know, like obviously they're gonna deduce what's actually wrong too, but you know, the point is that, you know, like you know yourself, you know what happened, you know. You know, you don't, you know, go to the ER with a broken toe and I have no idea, you know, like you know what I mean, like, you know. Hello. So anyway, it's just something, you know, related to the teeth that I've been dealing with for a while, and while I can't necessarily get all the teeth fixed all, you know, at the same time, it's not like, you know, like yeah, like it sucks, it's expensive, and I'd love to do it, but you know, it's just that's the gist of it, you know. And there's a lot of other things too, but you have you have to realize that you know, sometimes things aren't so obvious. So like, especially things with like that come under a specialty. So like stuff with like skin and stuff. That's dermatology. That's actually like a specialty. You know, like there's a whole specialty for musculoskeletal. There's like, you know, like this is what you have to realize is like it's not like everybody's a genius. Everybody can immediately use their brain to deduce this with this and this. Some people are just taught everything, and they have to memorize it. And you know, it's not like meant to be rude or anything. Like it's just the truth of the fact. Like people know that. Like, and it, you know, like obviously you're still smart with probably something, but like maybe it's not like academic, you know, like or something like that. Like that's what I'm saying behind that. So, yeah, like I've known people that they're like really, really smart. Like basically like they might not be so smart with like reading and comprehension and academic type stuff, but boy, are they really, really, really smart with like somehow when it comes to like building something or or just something like that. They can just do that really, really well, and that's smart. You know what I mean? Like, of course that's smart. Like, like, why wouldn't that be smart? Of course you're just smart with that. It's all in how you look at it. And people have this hold up on, like certain words and stuff like that. And like somebody calls me a name or something like that. A lot of times I actually like try to just say, tell me something I don't know, or like jokingly call them a name back as a joke, but like sound like kind of like, well, yeah, but your mom, or something like that, like just as a joke, like the whole point is like, I don't care, man. It doesn't, like, words, like little tiny things like that don't bother me, and that's the whole point. Like, obviously, like, there's a danger with people's information being out there, people being at risk, things being stolen and stuff like that. But like, other than that, like, you have to realize that freedom of speech and freedom of expression is just as important as your ability to want to disagree with that. Like, if you disagree with freedom of expression, that's actually a freedom. You have the right then to disagree with that expression. Like, otherwise, you get what I'm saying? You'd be like, somebody would be like, well, you can't disagree. You have to accept it. What if it was the other way around? If we will, like, force you to. Yeah, like, that's the point. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, we're like maybe if they made a law system where lying was against the law or something like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, obviously lying to the police is against the law, but like, you get what I'm saying? Like, lying in general. Like, just telling a lie, and somebody can prove it. That's just like, against, like what if that were against the law? It'd be chaos. That'd be insane. It'd be madness. You get what I'm saying? Like, it'd just be ridiculous. So your need to want both sides of that equation. That's why you should embrace the concepts that we learn. This is like, I know how cheesy and nerdy this sounds, but like, a lot of the concepts we learn and why I like anime and stuff is because they embrace the concept that I'm not talking about like real like people that just like seek out to harm others and stuff like that. I'm talking about like, the need for somebody to just think differently. Not necessarily a bad guy, but like looking at that quote bad guy as not necessarily bad, but like thinking about it differently. Like all right, for example, Thanos, he's a bad guy. So it's not like a different way of thinking. Unaliving half of the universe is that he's a bad guy. That's not it's not an opinion. That's wrong. Okay, we're not talking about lives here. We're talking about, like, like for example, Naruto, like where the difference is not, like eventually Sasuke found his way, sort of, like on his own, but then discovered, he doesn't necessarily want to be evil, he just didn't necessarily believe that Naruto necessarily had the answer, and he just believed that he needed to figure out what it was and how to do it, and stuff like that. And obviously the moral of that story in the end was, spoiler, like obviously the moral of the story in the end was that if they just worked together, they would both have those combined ways of looking at things, and all you needed to do was just start working with Naruto instead of against him, because they always worked perfectly together. Like, that was the whole point. Like, So the whole point was the yin and the yang. The whole point was, you have the light and the shadow, but the shadow's not really the shadow. It's your friend. It's not. We're not talking about malicious intent. Like that's truly evil. We're talking about. Like, it's okay to have Republican and Democrat. It's okay. It's good. That means you have two different opinions, two big different opinions, and independent too if you want to. I think that's a valid third opinion. But one thing you don't want is when one of them claims to be from a side, except they're never wrong when you tell them they're wrong and you prove it. And, like that's evil. And it's exactly what I just described. Where, just like with Thanos, just like with anybody else that's evil in the comics and anime and anything that you watch or you or read or anything where academic intelligent writers that went to college usually and stuff like that have these great ideas for stories because maybe they do live in a nation where they experience stuff like this and they understand and see it that way and get it. You can learn a lot. Again, my favorite movie, I've talked about this before, is a movie called Equilibrium. It has Christian Bale, Taye Diggs in it. Phenomenal movie. You can really learn a lot from the concepts of this movie about the way, like, we shouldn't think. We should never... Yes, like of course, the premise, spoilers, in case you haven't seen it. The premise being, that you don't want war. And they want to take away everybody's feelings and make sure that nobody ever feels ever again. So that way there's no war. There's no fighting. Except that in itself is war. That in itself is a fight. It's forcing people to do what you decided. That's a war. That's you commanded and decided for everyone. There was no collective. And then the moral of the story, like the whole point is that this higher ranking guy that like nobody could take down, like he was like the best of the best. He was like, their version of Super Cop, he could do, it was martial arts with guns, and like the concept was he could take out a whole room of guys with assault rifles with a couple of handguns just by standing right in the middle and paying attention. Absolute focus. And the whole point was, I'm sure he probably believed to himself when he was forced to take the drugs and stuff like that was what gave him the focus and the control to be able to do this stuff. But no, once he started accidentally not taking this dose and feeling and seeing how his kids would react to things, seeing how they would treat each other, once he started feeling, and it slipped through even once, nature took its course. This Super Cop that was just all for it and all for destroying art, destroying culture, canceling culture, destroying everything that is belongings and everything that is art and everything that's beautiful about us feeling. So that way we can't feel, the resistance fighters, they find them and they just burn them alive and stuff like that. And so you realize how terrible it is, and he started to realize, and as he started to feel, he started to remember all these times that he just stood there emotionless as he watched somebody burn, or like basically he was forced to take down an entire room of people just because. And like he just, obviously, I'm not gonna sit here and go through the whole movie, but the moral of the story is he rose up to the challenge. Once he realized how important it was for him and only him to do what he needed to do to ensure that society was safe from this filth, this decay of what we are. He went in and nobody could challenge him. The point was that his emotions gave him strength. He was actually better. Like, you could tell that they actually wrote it that way, where he was actually like smiling doing it all and stuff like that, like almost like it was bringing him some sort of like sense of relief, knowing that this is going to be over as long as he can just get through and finish it, and he will. And then the moral of the story then too is that when the bad guy was right there in front of him, he's pleading all the same. Meanwhile, this guy killed all these people, he's doing all these things, and then he's pleading with them. He's like, look, wait, I'm the same, I feel, I breathe. And so, like, the point is, he still did his duty. Like, the point is, that guy was a fucking bold-faced liar. Not only was he tricking everybody, and he was feeling the whole time. Not only was he killing people, hating people, tricking them into believing. Again, the guy that they were using for the videos wasn't the real guy. He died. They were using a different guy. And, like, no lie, he was feeling the whole time. He was lying. It was all a lie. Because that's what really happens. Just like Hitler was on drugs, man. The guy was nuts. He got people to like him and vote for him. He got people he convinced people he was going to do great things. That was how he got elected. Look it up, man. He really, really convinced the public that he was like going to do great things and be a great leader. And then they elected him and he just flipped it on its ass. Does that remind you of somebody? Kinda does to me. So, I mean, I've been saying a long time I don't want to take part in the broken system. I've been saying a long time I literally just, people have asked me, like, you don't want to run or anything like that. You seem to care so much. Like, I don't want to take part, man. It's broken. I've been saying this a long time. And now some other pretty high-profile Democrats are saying the same thing. And, good for them for trying their hardest as long as they could. Good for them. Because, it almost brings tears to my eyes. It does bring tears to my eyes sometimes, seriously. Thinking about how brave some of these people are that are sitting here and facing all of this backlash all the time. All of this backlash was just false. You just believe everything this one guy says about all these Democrats, and it's just none of it's true. And this never happened before. Like, where like there's just so many people just generally believed like all Democrats were like corrupt or something stupid like that. And then like the whole point is that, well, that's the plan, because it's the opposite. Like, didn't you see how they gave all their power to the one guy? Like, I even didn't believe that. I was rooting for him like all the way. Like, oh no, it's not all of them on the it's not all of them on that side. Well, they kind of proved that it was when they gave one guy the rest of their power that they had left in Congress. That doesn't make any sense to me. That's not a system of governing. That's you bowing down to... What? Wait, what? So, my point is, like, realize what's happening and try to do it faster. Try to be a little bit more educated and less... I don't know, like, a lot of us wear on our sleeves what we don't understand. You know? So, like, stop... I'm not trying to be a jerk, but, like, that's literally why I made the stream about the remotes. Like, I don't know, like, I just feel like if I really am just trying to get people to understand that, like, if they really are doing all this, which they are, which I've gone to great lengths to prove, and we've seen it all. We've seen cancel culture being orchestrated at various times, and not just it by itself. We've seen that. Like, it's very obviously to the extreme, where it's clearly, groups. And we have intelligence communities telling us that too, like intelligence agencies and stuff reporting that too. But, like, when it's to that degree, or it's just all the time like that, or like it's just, well, that's what that speech means, man. That's what that speech means, man. There's a time when the operation of the machine becomes so odious. It makes you so sick at heart. It makes you... So you can't take part. You can't even passively take part. You don't even want to. You got to put your body upon the gears and upon the levers, upon all the apparatus, and you've got to make it stop. That's what that means. The levers, the apparatus, not the guns, not the torches. No, the levers, the apparatus, upon the gears, upon the levers. Make it stop the right way. It brings, like, seriously, I get very concerned at just how nasty people act when talking about Democrats and stuff. These people have done more for you than you could possibly imagine, and that's how you treat them. And yes, they are paid to do that, but they really have been the ones running the government and doing a lot of the policies that were helpful. And I'm not just trying to say that to pick a side, it's just the fact of the matter. Obama created all kinds of jobs. A record job growth when he left office. I mean, the expansion of the nuclear program under Obama, the clean energy, just so many things that you can sit here and say. Obama, like, I am doing him a disservice right now saying only 3 things, but we could sit here all day. Seriously, like, that, like, Biden didn't have enough time, and most of us that were paying attention were actually kind of impressed with what Biden actually was able to get done. And again, it's not coming from somebody that is usually even, like, I don't align myself with that Democratic mindset or anything like that. It truthfully is actually more of a conservative mindset, but there's nobody in the Republican Party that I like. Like, there's nobody. And so, like, I'm just going to be honest about that. I'm just going to sit here and do what others have done too, and been brave enough to say, and their friends hate them. Like, people stop talking to them. People, like, are nasty and stuff like that. Like, I've seen that. I've seen this happen with... I'm not going to mention any names, but I've seen it happen with news creators and stuff like that, where they have a whole huge following. And people are just really, really mean to this person after they pick a side, saying no and standing up for both sides. Not for one, not for the tantrum throwing orange man. Seriously. Like, it's about standing up for the freedom to have both sides. That's like, he's trying to eliminate that. The freedom to have 3 sides or 4, Green Party, you know, like you have those freedoms. You do. As much as people don't vote, you have the freedom. And there's a very good chance, and we have warnings now coming from all these respectful Democrats like Obama, who are warning us now that he is very well, absolutely trying to rig this next election. Just as he criticized and tried to blame Obama for, or Biden. And the big one was Biden. And just as he tried to do for that, and convinced all these people to think that actually happened. And now he's doing that very same thing. He is actually rigging it. He is, like, there's evidence of this. Like, before there wasn't evidence of it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't say that unless there's... I give the man every credit, every second of every day. I will sit there and I will tell you when he finally says something I agree with. Remember when he said, they don't know what the F they're doing? Remember that? I was like, oh, finally we actually sort of agree on something. I said that. And I actually gave him props for actually finally saying what was really on his mind instead of bullshit. Because that's the point. The guy doesn't ever tell the truth anymore. Y'all signed up for a guy that you think is telling you the truth. It's not. It's not. It's really not. It's all nonsense. He finally said it right then and there. He doesn't know what. They don't know what they're doing. He finally said it. I was like, bravo. Good for you. Start doing it a little bit more. So, the whole point is that, you know, it's a very, like, really basic sort of situation that we're in. And most people should kind of get it and see it, but they're really not. And a lot of that is because there's not responsible media anymore. This is why, like, other citizens and stuff that were popular that you should have noticed would have some sort of, like, you know, like following or something where they weren't necessarily want to pick a side, but then chose to do that with threat of that. To brave that for you, to know that they're putting that reputation on the line. So that way you understand the seriousness of what they would say. And that's why they do those things. That's why Billy Joe Armstrong is a perfect example of somebody that would absolutely back up 100% if I do not like the current president. Absolutely. 100% he would back me up. He would absolutely agree. Say, yeah. He'd probably do a lot worse than that. And this is why. Because they put their reputation on the line and stake it out with the point that you would see that they wouldn't do that unless, you know, they really are serious, man. Like, they went all that time, all that success. They worked for that. Nobody gave that to them. Trust me, Green Day especially is a band that had to work for that. They really did. They worked for that. So that is beyond words what they did. And everybody's just so disrespectful. You know, and then you have news media talking about Dave Draymond and how he thinks opposite, and they're trying to like pit them against each other and stuff like that. And this is the problem. This is the problem. Did they say that? Are they like having a tiff? And if they are, shut up. Is it any of your business? And aside from that, they're not. They're probably not. Again, the media outlet is just saying that because they might have different political opinions. I was the one that when everybody booed David Draymond at the Back to the Beginning thing, I said, what the hell is the matter with you? Listen, I don't care what his opinion is. He can like Trump for all I care. He's not going to come out on stage and be that fucking good at singing and I'm going to boo him. No, that guy deserves a standing ovation. A crying standing ovation that looks filled with glee. I mean, jeez, that guy is phenomenal at what he does. And you're going to boo him just because you disagree with his politics. This is so disappointing that our society is this manipulated by the media. You just boo David Draymond and they tell you to, you know, like they tell you to boo him and you do it. You should cheer for him. Cheer louder. Good for him for standing up for what he believes in. I don't give a shit what it is. He has a right to say it. Just as you do. And so does all these other people that you sit and make look bad. Like the whole Tom Cruise thing a while back. Does anybody question how... Does anybody question that now? No. Yeah. And the whole point is, you sat here and you tried to pick apart some interview with some person that did that to him. That interviewer did that. They're a jerk. They could have sat there and just talked to him about normal stuff, asked him about a movie that's coming out. But instead, they just asked him about that crap. Why do you think certain actors have started walking out and stuff like those moments, those singular moments are a lot of those reasons. Because that journalist is trying to make a career off of canceling somebody. That is so wrong. So anyway, this is the disappointing thing with the Democrats too, is that's what they're trying to convince you of. Is it's the same thing with them, and they've been working on it for a while. I mean, they've been doing this crap since. I mean, that's why it was so bad with Hillary. Like, she didn't actually do anything. Like, that's the point. Like, everybody just, that, like, when I talk about, like, the whole email thing, I ask people, like, specific details about it, and I'm, like, try to figure out if they actually know anything, and 9 times out of 10, I don't, I shouldn't even say that. I don't even recall a single time that somebody was on the other side of things and knew the actual facts. I actually don't recall a single time. They just knew she did something and it was all about emails, and she's some sort of, they was branding her as like a traitor or something. They have no idea why. That's just what they say. It's that simple. And like, why? Just like the thing with, that I was just explaining with, like, some other celebrities and stuff. Like, that's the point. Like, it's just all about canceling people that matter. Don't you see? Especially Americans. And especially if they have huge ties to other countries, like they're like the band's really big in Russia or something like that. Oh, that's a big one. Yeah, they're gonna, yeah. Yep. It has a lot to do with media and just how things work, especially in countries where media is propaganda instead of just news. Yeah, that's ratings. Like it's TV, it's entertainment instead of informative. Watch Anchorman again. I mean, funny movie, but kind of accurate in the sense that was the whole point, was that they were losing ratings and like the news used to like we saw this slowly but surely. There was never a defining moment like that, but like that movie was so good. Yeah, like that was great. That was a great analogy, and I love the movie too. Will Ferrell. Christina Applegate's amazing too. Well, Steve Carell, Paul Rudd was in it. All those guys are freaking awesome. But anyway, I'm sorry. With Anchorman, you had that example where they learned that they just unlearned that lesson where like basically they were gonna suddenly get ratings again reporting something that just like didn't matter. It wasn't really news. Like it was just really interesting. What was it? Anchorman 2 though. That was Anchorman 2. Sorry, the first Anchorman was the Bear Pit. That was the second Anchorman. Second Anchorman was they started doing that, right? They started covering a car chase. And people just started tuning in. That was how that went. So like that was that I think that was Anchorman 2 actually. So like the point is that like they, instead of just delivering the news, they learned that they'll get ratings if they sort of narrate it a bit and give opinions and stuff like that. So, that's the point. And it just, escalated even more so when the internet brought the ability for, any average Joe to pretend they're a journalist. I can't tell you the number of times somebody told me or I saw somebody was like a journalist or something like that, And it's like, well, anymore, people just like kind of say that, like, you can go to school for that, but like some people will actually just say that now. And so like, obviously you go to school for that, you actually have like real education for it. Yeah, like, all right, fine, or even like taking online classes and stuff, like that's like education, like whatever. But like, just saying it, like obviously that's totally different, and that's what we have a lot of. We have a lot of people just, like making things that take off that seem like media outlets, but really it's just a channel, or something on a social media page that it blew up. And now it just looks different. So I guess this is like more of like that sort of intelligence kind of briefing-ish, because like it's more like understanding where everybody is as a society and understanding where we are education-wise versus the rest of the world. And what Americans do underestimate is the average intelligence of somebody in another country versus them. And it's not meant to be rude, it's meant to sort of kind of like kick you in the butt a little bit, like get back to the books, like academics, I mean, like knowing facts, knowing answers for things, not relying on this and this and this on online or whatever, and you know, using your brain to figure things out. You know? That's all. Just using that tool so that way you are better at problem solving and understanding politics in general, where you can deduce. You don't have to know a lot about politics to deduce when someone's BSing you, when you can logically do a couple of different things to look at that person and the way they're talking and the way they're reacting and stuff, to know if they're just BSing, lying, misdirecting. Yeah, I mean, there's just basic techniques for this, and most people should be aware of I think, you know, or have an education with social interactions like that, where even if a public speaker, somebody is speaking publicly or something, they can see that, and they can be able to do that, and just, you know, just be a good, you know, sort of BS detector, if that makes sense, versus somebody that isn't, versus somebody that doesn't have that, and they're just fooled by a really good salesman. And that's what you get. That's what you get is like a lot of people that are fooled by a really good salesman. You know, I mean, obviously, the days of walking into a Sears and, you know, having some guy walk you through the store and, you know, and sell you on this or that. You know, like, obviously those days are gone. I mean, Sears is a great store. I miss Sears. I'm not saying anything bad about Sears. I'm just saying, like, those days are gone. You don't have some guy, you know, that you know, is he a cool guy, or is he trying to get some money or something like that, you know, getting a commission. You know, those days are sort of becoming behind us. Now you walk into a store and they hound you about signing up with your email. And it's all about getting your email, getting your phone number, and yada yada yada. And you need enough knowledge about you to say no. You to just regularly know, like, especially like right now and stuff like that, with things the way they are in this country, you need enough knowledge about you to just say no, and understand that the person behind the counter may haggle you a bit, and you know, you need to again, just be stern with them. No, you know, it shouldn't be an issue. They should not, because that's a privacy thing, you know, and yeah, especially like in a store where, like, you say it out loud and they're just keying it in and stuff like that. It's really, you know, it's the sort of thing where people need a little bit more of an awareness of modern tech and modern social interactions. You know, let's say somebody knows that's your policy, and they're a money mule or a scammer or something like that, and they know they can make a quick, you know, couple $100 or something like that selling, you know, this email or something like that. I don't know, you know, just like they know that, you know. So let's say they know because they worked at this place or something like that before of that policy. And so now what they're going to do is they'll just pretend, they'll just like go to the store and stuff like that and hang out. And meanwhile, they're just like looking at their phone, but you ask that question. And so like they hang out long enough until somebody gives it. And all they're doing is standing sort of nearby, typing somebody's email in to like a little notepad on their phone or something like that. Meanwhile, you're just saying this out loud or something like that. And so like just commonality of understanding how to do that with your brain, how I just did that. I think that's important. I think that needs to be taught. I think people need more of a rational anxiety to override the irrational anxiety, because people have a lot of irrational anxiety. What they need is rational anxiety. That's okay. That keeps you going. That's your defense mechanism. But if you have irrational anxiety, you won't arrive at the correct conclusion about almost anything. And so this can be taught. It really can, but you got to catch it. People can't think something for too long, or it's almost nearly impossible to reprogram. You know, they have to feel that it's a real danger to them. So, yeah, and that can be taught, but it's not. And the person in charge is defunding the Department of Education. That's a big concern. You know, like when Kim Jong-un is educated, and instead of sending him here, they send him to, you know, like Switzerland, and like places like, in, you know, like out there. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not like, yeah, like the point is they wanted the best education for this guy. They wanted him to be super smart, so they sent him to Switzerland. Well, what does that say? What does that tell you? And this is modeled across the globe. You can see other examples of this. He's not the only one. This is a pretty common thing for when big enterprises are sending their CEOs or something to get educated. They'll sometimes pick a school in you know, like Europe or you know, like around there in Switzerland and stuff like that, to get some of the top educated people to teach this person, because it's way better to work with. It's about the person. Now, you can have a really good teacher at, you know, Penn State or wherever it is that you go, and that's fine. But sometimes you never know, and you really could just get somebody that's just a bad teacher, and then you spend time bouncing around trying to find a good one. And then meanwhile, even a good one here is only bound to the education system here. So meanwhile, even the good teacher that cares and wants to give a good education is still only bound to their knowledge and the knowledge they obtained while on our education system, which is now becoming dumber, you know, defunded and stuff like that. So what does that say? Where we're not going to get smarter, the next generation's going to fall behind. And if you remember, it's the opposite of a certain president's No Child Left Behind policy, if you remember. So why are we, under the Trump administration, trying to do the opposite of that? So, you know, it's just stuff that you should kind of be able to arrive at on your own, be able to deduce on your own, I feel like. Let's see here. Man. Fun stuff. I was hoping the steam would, you know what I mean? This thing is just feeling great. It is just feeling great. Ay, ay, ay. No. Maybe I'll put some ice directly on it. Ooh. Ay, ay, ay. It is, oh boy. Yeah, it is, very painful. It's so painful, the eye on that side of my head is sort of like slow to open. Yeah, I mean, like I close my eyes or something, and then like the eye on that side of my head is like slow to open, because like the nerves and stuff can actually like feel it, or like reacting to it. It's like, it's that like radiating. I think I'll be honest with you. I think most people, if they felt that type of pain in their head, would be like screaming. I really just have been dealing with it for quite some time. I remember it happened. If you remember, I was saying about how the headset earlier. I remember like a while back when I used to have to wear a headset at work, like it would just scream, like you know what I mean, like someone's talking to you. I'm gonna keep it on, and it's just pressure on this thing that's swelling. It's like fantastic, you know. So it's just like constant throbbing. Ay ay ay. Fun stuff. And the node on my neck that it's like affecting is like that's swollen. It's like just freaking. It's like a freaking golf ball on the side of my jaw. It's like on my throat. Man. It's ridiculous, man. It's on the side of the golf ball. Fun stuff. Quite painful. Pain is subjective. When you learn meditation, you learn how to shut it off. It's not easy though. If it's extreme pain, it requires pretty epic concentration. Otherwise, it's gonna be like sort of just a little bit. So, form of focused meditation that teaches you how to shut those things off of your mind, and yeah, I mean, like, there's obviously a reason for it. You don't use it all the time. It's to the point where it's like can't do it. Like you can't even think. You gotta figure out a way. So yeah, like it's just a form of focus. You guys, I'm sure you've heard the term focus meditation. It's just a form of that. You learn how to block out that stuff. Oh, thank you. I just had a little relief. How? I used to deal with that when I'd have to teach martial arts classes. And I had to like kick and run and sign people up and be nice and wear a smile and pretend like nothing was going on. And trust me, when you're dealing with that level of pain, that's just it's indescribable. It really is. There's a very peculiar sense that you have to develop, like desensitize things that aren't fun. You know what I mean? It's not fun. Would be nice if it would just, I could just, get it fixed. All these people with all these money, they want to help people and stuff like that. all these YouTubers, like, it's kind of crazy. I always just wonder, like, is that real, or, you know, like, is it, like, I always wonder, like, it's pretty half staged, you know, because, like, some people will sit on here actually, like, need it, you know, not need intelligence, you know, not need ideas, but, you know, someone to invest in that, you know, and it's just crazy that there's such a toxic, incessant cancel culture about this platform that is so cutthroat. That if you're somebody that you're gaining the eye of somebody that wants to help or something like that, well, I mean, then another content creator is going to show up and suddenly have a whole bunch of health problems and make it all about him and stuff like that. Like, it's just, it really is disgusting how cutthroat this platform really is, and people are. They would just do things like that. And knowing somebody has those issues, like, personally knowing that, you know, like, they text them, they pretend to be their friend and stuff. They know these things about them, and then meanwhile they show up to be the scammer. They show up to, and you know, maybe you're not even asking for it, and you're not advertising it because, you know, you're not that type of person. That person is. It's just really messed up. It's really messed up. When you deal with, like, a chronic pain for like almost 20 years, almost 2 decades, you know, I mean, it affects you. You can't expect it not to. People are so fucked up, man. They really are. I gotta get some more iced tea. I'm going to the bathroom. It's good. Oh man. Well, at least it's sort of like a 7 out of 10 now, not like just a 10, a screaming 10. At least it's not that. Yeah, at least it's not like screaming 10 where your eye is twitching and you can't even open it just because that side of your head hurts so bad. Yeah, at least it's not that. Oh boy. Oh man. Let me go grab some. It's not dark enough to see it. Or I can't even tell. Can I? There we go. Now you can tell. Yeah, Vampire Survivors was fun. It's the Indian style. That's what they call it. They call it Indian style. They call it sitting Indian style. What do you call it? You call it cross leg? That's what they used to call it in school. They called it sitting Indian style. And I think like they got all PC at a certain point, which is fine. They can be PC if they want to. Yeah, it's fine. I love it. It's sort of their job. PC principles, right? Check it. Let's switch to green or something. Oh yeah, that works. Can you hear all the insects? Still a bit of daylight though. It's pretty late too, and there's still daylight out. Not a bad thing, not a bad thing at all. Oh man. The streams are walking alone, and the streets are cobble and stone. Inside your stream, I feel my coffee cold. My eyes stare about flash of neon. Split the night, first the sun inside silence like a cancer growing. I was in the high too. Take my arms that I'm a hide reach you, but my words like silent raindrops fell and echoed in the world of silence, and the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made, and the sign flashed out its warning, and the words that it was forming, and the sign said the words and the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls, and whispered inside. This thing nice and like kind of like silent like that. It's almost like it's like a soothing sort of thing to it. As long as I don't move my mouth too much. It doesn't bother it. You know what I mean? Because like it's a way to focus on the song and stuff. That's how it works. Technically, musicians focus meditate all the time. Drummers are particularly good at it because they can split their focus between all their limbs and still pay attention to like cues while they're live and stuff. So technically, musicians and stuff, people that perform live like regularly, they're extremely good at focus meditation. They just don't know it because they can split their focus like that and do that very highly skilled thing. And a lot of that started happening with me too when I became a martial arts instructor, you know, like just being able to spar while also paying attention to the rest of the room. It's extremely important. So yeah. Helping fill that in the void, like you have something to focus on, so that way, yeah, I mean, like it helps you do that. Ask yourself why someone would come in here and say something negative instead of positive on this stream. Ask yourself that, please. I don't need a chat rules for you to understand how to be reasonable and rational when you come in a chat. If I don't like your opinion, if I don't like the way you say something, I have certain rules for myself. I don't need to explain myself. You're blocked. I don't need to explain anything to anybody. It's pretty much that simple. I don't know anybody any explanations for how I choose to run my chat and my channel. I don't know that to you. I don't know that to anybody. Especially somebody that just wants to be seen expressing their opinion in a chat instead of listening to the one I'm giving you. Because, again, you're here to watch and learn about my opinions and my views on things, because that's why you tuned in, right? Not to sit here and be negative. And if you think something negative, why say anything at all? Not just move on. That's what I do. I mean, unless it's like a political situation, like in Congress, where they like have the live streams and stuff, and it's like a real serious thing. Yeah, I mean, like I might take part in like showing like my might protest for something in chat or something like that. Like, that makes sense to me. That's reasonable. But, like, I'm not going to sit here and go out of my way. Like, there's plenty of times where I've seen live streams of somebody that was, like, just for giving their own opinions and stuff, but really all they were doing was doing it in their own way. Like Asmongold. I've watched his streams before. Think I haven't watched Asmongold's live streams? I have. I've done that. That's actually why I even signed up to Twitch in the first place, was to watch Asmongold's streams so I could see him live. And I often disagree with him politically, but I don't feel the need to sit there and state that and be an asshole. It's his opinion, it's his chat, it's his channel. He can feel whatever the hell he wants. Respect. Respect for saying it, respect for doing it your own way. Just as I have a right to disagree and say it my own way. He can call me an asshole too if he wants to. I'm sure he probably has under his breath or silently or something. That's fine. I probably deserve it. But I mean, you know, like, the point is, everybody has a right to say what they want on their own channel and does not to be harassed by people. And if you are, see ya. It's my channel, man. My channel. If your opinion was something that seemed valid or seemed nice, fine. See, what you don't understand is you're coming here with your MAGA agenda, where you're trying to figure out why I wouldn't have this same token with Trump. So again, the difference is that he's the president of the United States and I'm somebody on a stream. I wouldn't be that person if I was president of the United States. Not that I would run, not that I would want that. But again, like, if a reporter is asking you about stuff and things like that, and you're president of the United States, you have a duty to be responsible about that information, however you say it and stuff like that. That's far different than a content creator. What I do is, again, for views or for whatever goal I have set forth on this channel as per, you know, me as a content creator, as per what I say my channel is for, whatever my content or my stream is for, yada yada yada, such and such. I am just a creator, I'm just an artist. I am not Donald Trump. I'm not president, I'm not POTUS. I don't get paid $500,000 a year to do that job. It's a little less than that, but you get the point. I know the president used to make like $250,000 a year. I think Trump increased it. I think. Alright. So, yeah. I mean, and that's my reasonable take, and that's always my take, but obviously muddied down by the censorship and the troll, severe trolling. What do we want? It's darker now, so we can, let's see what the purple looks like again. That was pretty cool. Bam, bam, bam. Well, I'll be honest with you. The light itself is pink, but I think there's a filter. I think there's a filter on, because the filter looks cool with the light. If I turn it off, it'll probably look pink, but I think it looks cool. But yeah, it looks more like sort of like a purplish, bluish. I guess there's sort of a pink hue to it too, but it is flat out pink right now. Oh boy. Feeling nothing. I'm like say, you know, take it from me. Left me feeling nothing. I was gonna get. I got some stuff to try out with you guys with the drums, but I've been in this ridiculous amount of pain. I can't get out there and play drums right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've just been in this ridiculous amount of pain. So I can't. But yeah, I had something cool to show you guys with the drums, so it's a shame that we weren't able to do that again right away. That's why I didn't. Like, I was actually fully planning to, like, that was the whole point. Like, that was fun. I liked it. But and like you guys know, I got the bass drum kicker. The bass drum kick that will blow out your eyes. Anyway, I got the thing for the bass drum pedal, and I replaced it with a Vic Firth. Actually, it's a Vic Firth. So the Iron Cobra pedal is a Tama pedal, and it's a hell of a good pedal. But I replaced the kicker on the pedal, the actual mallet part, with a Vic Firth. And, I don't know, it seems pretty good. I was waiting to give you guys kind of my reaction as we played a bit and stuff, and I tried it out. And I think it sounds good. I think it sounds really good. And I think it is actually better than the original one I had on there. So it'll be interesting to try to get used to that and play with it. That'll be fun to do. So I don't know, I just was looking forward to doing that, but I'm just pain, There's some other things I needed to do today, but I just couldn't. Because, like, walking around and doing stuff, like, moving their head around, that's what's going to do it. Moving their head around. So, yeah, I thought maybe I could stream, but, I had to sort of take the headset off. And I don't necessarily have to have a headset allowed. Like, sometimes take it off for a few minutes anyway. But I mean, not for long. I think a lot of streamers do that, though. Sometimes you get fatigued with it and just take it off for a couple minutes. Oh my god. What the fuck? Fun stuff. Ow. My freaking face hurts like an MFer. Yeah, my face hurts like a motherfucker. My face hurts like a motherfucker. Face motherfucker. Face hurts like a motherfucker. Oh yeah, hurts like a bitch. Oh yeah. Hurts like a motherfucking bitch. Yeah. Oh yeah. My fucking face hurts like a motherfucker. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, bud. The hell. Face hurts. Face hurts. Oh man. Hello, I've waited here for you. And tonight I'll throw myself into over my head out of the red, she said. Come down, waste away with me. down with me. Somehow you wanted it to be over my head as the she sang. Da da na 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 na. And I wonder. Do 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 do. When I sing along with you. Is everything could ever feel this real forever? Is anything could ever be this good again? Only thing I'll ever ask of you, you gotta promise not to stop when I say she sang. Please, so I can breathe you in, hold you in. And now I know you've always been over my head, out of your head. I was writing over my head, my bad. I was thinking, I wonder, would I sing along with you? Everything could ever feel this real forever. Everything could ever feel this good again. The only thing I want to ask of you is you gotta promise me to stop. I'll tell the angels it's gonna take all night. Only the devil won't me to get things right. I'll be up a new revolution. This morning's alright. I sat around laughing as it's the last one. Good, yeah. Looking to the sky, saying, looking for a sign. Looking for something to help me burn out bright. Looking for communication. Looking for something. Even cold and the side. I'm done nursing patience. Can wait one night. Give it all away, forgive me one last try. I'm so happy everybody can just save my life. But I'm telling you, those everything's alright. I can look into the sky safely. Nothing will change. I can hold something. Mm-hmm. I can finally get alone and try to make this make my way back home, and I learn to. That's one of my favorite ones. I'm a street light shine. I love this fire from bright burning. There's times like these you learn to live again. There's times like these you give again. It's times like these you learn to love again. Times like these, time and time again. It's times like these you learn to lose. It's times like these we give and give and give. It's times like these you learn to love again. It's times like these, time and time again. Oh, oh, It's times like these you freaking learn to live again. That's a good summertime song, and so is Days Go By The Offspring. I love Days Go By. Freaking love that one. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yesterday, pictures lost in time. Never enough, till it's crumbled to dust. Looking back on the moments of our lives, and all your anger, all your hurt, it doesn't matter in the end. Those days go by, and then we all start again. What you had and what you lost, they're all memories in the wind. Those days go by, and we all start again. Sorry, that was wrong. Wait, hold on. Stars super bright, seasons change, come carry you back home. Fuck, let's skip the whole fucking verse. Hold on. I'm so sorry. Stars super bright, seasons change overnight. Oh my god, why am I going straight to that verse? Hold on. Maybe it is that. And it just goes right into it. So find a way to carry you back home. All your anger, all your hurt, doesn't matter in the end. Those days go by, and we all start again. And what you've had and what you lost, they're all memories in the wind. And those days go by, and we all start again. And it's like, what you've had, what you lost, what you had, what you lost, those days go by, those days go by, those days go by. Those days go by. Those days go by. Dirty Magic was a good one too. I liked that one. And I mean, SC Guns was cool too, but definitely Dirty Magic. I just liked Days Go By. I liked that one. I liked Rise, Fall, Raging Grace though too. Nothing Town was amazing. Do 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 do. Doom doom do 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 do. is overrated. I'm busting out of this shitty little town. Green grass hit color lenses. Sit on these picket fences. I'm leaving. Nothing going down. My. She was busting nothing down. Really, the sounds of day. Hold on tighter with my lighter shining through. I love the guitar riff. It's like how do they write a guitar riff that sounds kind of funny? I love it. I hear it and I just laugh. But it's awesome too. Waste your life trying to get back what was taken away. Waste your life trying to get back what was taken away. I just want you. Kinda just to get it on today. I sound good isn't cool, but he fakes it anyway. He may not have a feeling, he may not have style. Everything he lacks, well, he makes a big denial. So don't be great, you play it straight. Cause you know he really doesn't get it anyway. You play that feel, keep it real. You know way, you know way, so you don't wait, just overcompensate. So you know he's going with you, right? Nowhere else wanna be, so hey, do that brand new thing. Do. He's starting not to tell you, he's getting 8 done. He asked for 13, but they drew a 31 for say he's trying too hard, and he's not quite hit. But in his own mind, he's not hit. Let's do the strip. Oh my gosh. Another turning point, the fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So I'll make the best of this task and don't ask why. Yeah, it's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang it on a shelf, good health and good time. Tattoos, memories, dead skin on trial. And for what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you have the time of your life. Good riddance. Oh my goodness. Anxiety's just a fire. Now you will survive. You kill yourself. Freaking heck, man! This is fun stuff. Let me tell you what. Not really. Obviously, that's sarcasm. Hear me now. I fulfill my vow. There's no escape. I am unstoppable. The parasite that you become. There's no things as we can be undone. I see leading into I'm alive. Vengeance is coming. Even now you won't survive. Justice will be mine. You can be certain. That's on the heartbeat like a time of food. See we come. Sound. Hear me now. It's unavoidable. I feel my hell. There's no escape. I am unstoppable. Don't bother running. So this time you're going to pay now for all you have taken. Hear me now. Oh, there's no escape. I am unstoppable. Wow. I am. It always sounds funny to try to sing that, but don't bother running against time. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah. Lots of pain. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The pained, the real pained sing. Oh yeah. Holy shit, it fucking hurts. Oh yeah. Oh god, I think we're out of time, guys. I'm just trying to think about it, but I gotta get going anyway, unfortunately. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for your support. I know the real ones supporting. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for caring. A big thank you to 365 for always being so supportive. He's like my top tatter. Thank you all.